Are you ready to jingle those bells? Hello, and welcome to a fresh-baked holiday episode
of Wicker Biscuit.
Holiday meals. A bit of beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese, a fragment of an underdone potato.
There's more gravy than grave about you, whatever you are.
Stop it, guys. It's the holidays, and you are scaring the dickens out of me.
Sorry, but when we get in the holiday spirit, you just never know what's going to happen.
But you do know that this is going to be a good episode.
Carl, they're all good episodes.
Bitch, this is holiday good.
That is true, and hopefully it'll get our listeners into the holiday spirit if they're not there already.
Please enjoy.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to another fresh episode, freshly baked holiday episode of Wicker Biscuit. Say something, guys.
Something, guys.
Oh! Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
There we
Well,
go.
hello.
All right, let's go through introductions. First, to my left, we've got...
Amanda.
Hi, Amanda. How you doing?
Good.
And then we got...
Courtney.
Courtney. Hi. And then...
Carl.
Hey, Carl.
And as always, you've got Ryan.
Yeah, damn right. I got Ryan. And on Zoom, we've got...
Leah.
Hey, Leah. We had some technical troubles, but we got Leah in, and she's our holiday friend. That's when you try to say something witty and you got shit.
I was going to say, like, holiday satellite.
Or like holiday hostess.
Yeah, either way.
We could get dirty and say holiday honey, and then she'd be like, bitch, I'm not your honey.
In nothing but her holiday apron.
Molasses.
Yeah. So we're going to do a different holiday episode here. We're going to do... Well, first we're going to talk, and then we're going to do two different segments. We're going to do one that's going to be sort of a round table answering some holiday questions, and then we've got Courtney's mystery holiday trivia.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I want that to be a sound effect that gets used often.
I do too. Ooh.
It's just
Do you remember
Amanda
when
and Courtney. Ooh.
Do you remember when I did the EMDR thing for Amanda?
Oh,
and it
God.
was, ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
That reminds me of the video that I was showing you with the... Never mind. You can just cut that out. We'll show it to you later.
Okay. But how is everyone doing?
I was doing great until you did your ooh.
I'm sorry.
Triggered.
Yeah. A lot.
I'm good. I kind of got a bloody nose at Walmart today, but it didn't leak
no.
out. I was just like, oh, my nose is kind of running. And then I
didn't
touched
leak
it, and I
out.
was like, no, that's blood. So I'm just going to walk with my head back a little bit and wait till it dries.
Ugh.
And that was fine.
Wow.
That dry winter air, like, coming
No
already.
kidding. Yeah, it's messing with me big time. I get such nosebleeds in the winter.
Well, between that and then dry skin's around the corner, and maybe
Yikes.
that's why, like, winter, I don't know. I was telling Ryan today, as we were preparing for this pod, was just, am I like a Scrooge sometimes about Christmas? Like, is that, I get to the end of the year and everyone's really excited about it, and sometimes I'm kind of meh.
No, I think it's fair to be meh. I wouldn't necessarily call you a Scrooge. I mean, maybe we need to dive in deeper to really have an evaluation. Maybe that's a segment we do at the end where we all have like a Grinch meter for Carl.
I'm there with you, though.
Grinchometer. Okay, guys, why don't we dive into our segment? So what I've got here is a list of holiday questions. I'm going to read off one, and then we're going to go around the table and get all of your answers. So first up, I have, what is your favorite holiday side dish? Now, we're not talking main entrees. I want to focus on side dishes because I've always been a huge side dish fan, and they can vary so much. If you want to throw out whether you're a ham versus turkey person on Christmas or Thanksgiving, feel free. But favorite holiday side dishes?
Do desserts count? That's not a side
For you,
dish.
we'll let them count.
Thank you. I love pie.
I think that's
You married into the right family,
Yes.
That's
and
a valid
prefer
side
ham.
dish.
and she does prefer ham. Okay. I would, yeah, pie. And there's so many different kinds, and they're
Also
to die
potatoes.
for.
Potatoes.
Oh,
For
yeah.
a real one. Yes.
Yeah.
But pie.
Pie.
In particular pie during, like, this time of year.
She loves the pumpkin.
I love pumpkin cream cheese pie.
Ooh.
But growing up, my grandma made Belgian pie. And the best one was always the rice pie with Cool Whip. So that sounds really gross for people who haven't had Belgian pie, but it's fantastic.
It is fantastic. I can vouch.
I was going to
It's
say, like, the texture, it sounds, I mean,
It's It's not what we think of as pie. Like the
If you've had
crust
like a
is more
sweet
bready.
rice pudding,
Yeah.
it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
No, when I was looking at some of my trivia things, I came across some things about Thanksgiving, and they were saying that, to be, one would think that pumpkin would be like America's favorite pie. Not so much. It's number 2. Any guesses on number 1?
Pecan.
French silk.
Nope.
Apple.
Apple.
Oh.
And there's actually an American Pie Association that I damn well want to be a part of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Could that
Wouldn't
be
you
like
be disappointed if you joined it and it was just you just get together once a year and watch the movie American Pie?
do they
That
shorten
would
it to the APA? Because I
was gonna
as a
say.
therapist, it's the American Psychological Association, but I would love to pay dues to.
I was just
the
going to say,
pie.
send in your
Maybe you-
dues to the other one.
Maybe get like endless pie.
Right.
You should work that out.
Could we get magazines about pie? That would be
I'm
nice.
sure there is one because when I was at Target today, did see a magazine on like the rack of like side dishes and there was like a crock pot magazine and there was like side dishes and whatever, and I thought that'd be fun.
Do they still have the racks for magazines like they used to?
Yeah, like at the checkout, there's
Yeah.
No, I mean like a big rack
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
where it was like
not really at Target,
miles
but
of magazines.
but they still have them at like
I want to
Walmart.
say
Woodman's
last time I was at
has a big one.
CVS, I thought I saw.
CVS still has BAM still has them.
Oh, BAM, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, that was
No,
just
no, no.
something that came into my head.
I like it. I like fun tangents.
But it's a lot of that like niche kind of like specialty
Yeah,
kind of magazine now. But perfect for holidays.
yeah.
Courtney, will you please share your favorite side dish with me?
Well, it's not really a side dish as much, but it is a very important piece of a lot of our family traditions and meals. And that would be our favorite bread.
Oh,
Swiss bread.
Swiss bread. Yeah, no. I that counts.
It is a bread that has been handed down among many generations in our family, and it's braided in a quadruple braid. It's very pretty and it's nice. Can I tell you what my worst hated side dish is?
Sure.
My dad, and this too has been generations, makes like this Jello salad with like the shredded carrot, all that
Oh,
stuff.
I thought that was just in the 70s.
Oh no.
Your dad still makes that?
Yes, and
Wow.
he tried to be fancy, so he had the pineapple and the shredded carrot and all that bullshit. And then he made this like jizzy Miracle Whip dressing that goes on top. Do
Wait,
you guys
are we
have you ever
talking
heard
like
of this?
consistency or taste?
both? And it looks
Oh, it doesn't taste like jizz.
It's a little
How do
tangy.
you know?
Fair.
But it's terrible, and it just looks like a bird took a shit right on your pile of Jello. It's just. But my dad thinks it's great and fancy.
Does he eat it?
Hell yeah, he eats it. Why else would he make it? He's the
I don't
only
know
one
for
that does.
decoration.
I don't know.
The ambiance.
Yeah, enough of that rum slush, you'll eat anything.
Actually, this year, I said we were going to put out cranberry sauce on Thanksgiving just for tradition. And I'm like, nobody's going to eat it. It's just going to sit there. Matter of fact, I purposely will make it stay in the shape of the can.
It should.
And I just had it sit there.
can.
And then fucking ate the whole thing. He fucking loved it.
It's bizarrely good out of the
And
can.
then he's like, Mom, we should have this all the time. Why don't we have this in the cupboard?
Well, actually, I looked up a recipe for cranberry curd. And supposedly it's really freaking good.
You're the second person to mention cranberry curd today that I've heard.
Really?
'Cause when I was cleaning the windows at the bank, that's what I heard them talking about cranberry curd.
You were writing a poem and didn't even
didn't
know
know.
it.
I didn't
That's
know.
And then
fantastic.
word that there's-
And then
Curd
I
is the
heard
word.
about the curd, and the bird was the word.
No, but curd is the word.
Curd is the
It
word.
went from the can to the pan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's nice.
And came out can. Oh, wait, that's can again.
Either way.
That's the worst kind of rhyme when it's like, that's literally the same word.
Yeah, but you were meaning it about something else, so
Okay. I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
I like to give a little bit of leniency when it comes to that. But how about we move on? Carl, do you have any favorite side
I'm
dish?
just terrible when it comes to this because I do have a favorite, but like
If you've got a tie,
I
and
got
you
a
need to throw out
couple
a couple.
bright
That's
spots.
Okay. Yeah.
I do love a good ham. I'm more of a ham for Christmas, but and a ham in general sometimes. But I'll tell you, I've been really intrigued by seafood the last couple of years. So crab cakes, I really enjoyed.
Okay.
We did
At
do
Christmas.
crab cakes for Christmas 2 years ago.
My mom on Christmas morning, when I was younger and we had all the family together, she used to make homemade donuts. I think that's funny because I don't think anyone talked about those a lot, but I thought those were the best. But everyone raved about her meatballs. And I mean, they're like a variant of like a Swedish meatball, however.
Are they a secret Mackie?
Well, the thing
tradition?
is, I've only made it her way once,
Okay.
and it was more involved. It was like pork sausage and beef and Worcester sauce and all kinds of, little spices along the way. But they're so good. And it'd be like my aunts would like bull rush through the door to get these damn meatballs. And I make them the quick way when I make them now. Like I just get the frozen meatballs and I do some quick shortcuts. But like they're good. I mean, and you can mix them with anything as far as like a side. You can make them go with, because they're that soupy, saucy, wonderful Midwest kind of thing.
Yep. Now, I do 100% get people knocking down the door to get some Mackie balls in their mouth.
I was just going to say, Ryan, what do you think about the Mackie balls?
I mean, they're large and in charge.
Are they firm?
Very.
But yeah, I'd say
I
those
picture
still,
them being saucy.
I think those have to be my favorite just because that's like one of those favorite childhood memory of seeing my family so joyous about something.
Not saucy like covered in sauce.
I
Saucy
know
like,
what you meant.
Were they the same size?
I'm going to be very intrigued by this because Ryan and I, we saw some of the questions, but we didn't share our answers really.
Oh, okay. No, that's good.
Oh, is this like the newlywed game?
A little bit.
Can we guess?
Carl and I played the newlywed game when his friends got married, and it was like they were all drunk. So at like the last couple rounds, Carl and I would just say our answers to each other because they were like all drunk and ridiculous. And we're like, "What's this?" But we would have won anyway because we had silly answer like. Because I used to always joke that like Carl's life went downhill after I got involved. So they were like, "What's something that of yours that?" They would say you've ruined, and so I was like, his life, and so naturally his card was my life. Like, told you.
That is the key to playing the newlywed game. Inside jokes. You'll win no
Oh,
matter
yeah.
what.
Yeah.
If you're two friends, you can even do it because you'll have enough. Like one of my friends, where did we get engaged? Well, obviously home plate at the Brewers Stadium. Why wouldn't we? Like that is just something you'd do. But
That's a thing.
apparently.
Sure, why not?
Well, if you're going to have this outrageous thing, why not make it
Really
big?
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I threw out the first pitch.
Yeah. So we're moving on from my meatballs.
So much like Amanda, my like easy answer is mashed potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
But as I've gotten older and I've been the one making the food for like especially for Thanksgiving, like I always want to try something new.
Sure.
So like one year I'm like, oh, I want to make mac and cheese, like bake it and everything. It didn't really turn out
Yeah.
that well. So I'm like, I probably won't do that again. But I'm always looking for things, especially for Christmas, because lately I've kind of been on this kick of I want to make like Victorian Christmas
Ooh.
foods. Not authentic necessarily, but like, ooh, I'll make chestnuts or something. And like
Roasted
last year,
on an open fire.
No, just in an oven.
Goddamn open fire.
Well, I'm not going to put a fire in my house. So no, I think I'll just put them in the oven like it says on the recipe.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyway, like last year I made Cornish game hens and roasted potatoes. Like I just wanted to be like, oh, this is what they would eat in a Christmas carol. But for Thanksgiving and sometimes also for Christmas, and this year only for Christmas, I make like this cheesy Brussels sprouts. It's like you like cut your Brussels sprouts in half and then you cook them in a pan so they get kind of cooked and browned a little bit.
You saute them.
And then you put them in a pan with like chopped up bacon and butter and minced shallots and a little bit of cayenne pepper. Pepper
Puffer is the secret ingredient.
Pepper is the secret ingredient. Some heavy cream, some white cheddar, and some Gruyere, but I usually don't use Gruyere. I just use
Ryan?
all the
Damn,
white
you're
cheeses I
fancy.
can find.
Leah, what
Ryan,
you got?
is there pepper in the recipe?
Puffer.
Pepper.
Pepper.
Okay, thanks.
And then you bake them, and they're really good.
I think what's great about
It's
that
kind of
too.
that helped me discover that I liked Brussels sprouts because I never would have known that.
I
but
was
it's
going to
like,
say, I'm
oh,
not a
damn, they're
big
good.
Brussels sprout fan, but that does sound good.
The fresh ones or even like the bird's eye, like those kind of frozen ones are the best. They're really good.
When you do, like, I wouldn't do bird's eye for this recipe, but
Yeah.
like if you just make Brussels sprouts for dinner, the bird's eye are pretty good, and then you just butter the hell out of them. Oh, so good.
But it's kind of a good fresh thing to do on like the cheap, actually.
It isn't that expensive, and if you make enough, you have leftovers. But the cheese like melts and gets all caramelized on top, and it's like, oh, it's so good. So that's my favorite side dish besides the standard ones like mashed potatoes and stuffing.
I didn't expect something that in depth, and
Well, that's how I roll.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Super awesome.
Well, I started having I have like a little manila folder with the every year when I make a new recipe of something, I have it printed off and I put it in there. So when it's like Christmas time, like, what am I going to make this year? Look at my little folder.
I picture you dressed as Martha Stewart too.
I have been buying aprons lately.
Nice.
I loved your Thanksgiving pictures.
So I had that apron, and then when I was at the Dollar Tree today, as you can tell, listeners, I went shopping today. They had like a red and white polka dot, very Lucille Ball apron, and
It's
it
so
said, it
funny.
said holiday apron, and I'm like, this isn't all the time
It's just
apron, and I'm
polka
buying
dot.
it. It is $5.
Nice.
That's a good find.
What's your favorite side dish, Gary?
Well, I think in my mind, Leah's sitting right here.
Oh yeah,
So, Leah, could I have you give us your
I like
favorite
that.
side dish?
Sure. I'm your right hand gal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with pie, like Amanda.
Ah, yeah. But specifics?
Yeah, I make a chocolate bourbon pecan pie
Oh, hot damn.
Ooh.
for Thanksgiving and Christmas. That
And for next time you come over.
I can, if you like. That I go to my best friend Tiffany's house and spend with her and her husband and kids. And pretty much it's just me and her husband that eat it, but more for us.
Dessert.
And there was one year, this was like 5 or 6 years ago, but we somehow had gotten to some understanding because I was in town for Christmas for a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
And we just had like a piece of tinfoil over the pie and just like a fork sticking in it. And we'd just like go over like every couple hours and like take a bite, put the fork back in. It's just me and just going over for a fork full of pie every once in a while over the course of a couple days. Taking care of that pie. Yeah, pie.
I like it. I had no idea about... No, I did know about you and baking, though. I'm sorry. I just had a brain fart and I wasn't putting it together.
remember she baked that cake
Yeah.
for our teacher that one
Yeah,
time?
yeah.
I did. It was a pineapple cake because I like sneakily introduced her or interviewed her. And I did. We're like, oh man, like the cake that they serve at school here, isn't it lame? What kind of cake do you like? And she's like, I like fruity cake and blah blah blah. So I found some like pineapple cake in a cookbook and like a cream cheese frosting.
Nice.
It was pretty good.
Good for you.
That's kind of a fun, like, I don't know. I think that'd be fun for Christmas time too. Because you
Yeah.
think of a lot of fruit, like for Christmas.
Yeah. Anything else, Leah? Or
No, that's it.
All right. That leaves me. So my favorite side dish is just classic mashed potatoes. Like that's always been my favorite. But I'm very particular about gravy. It's got to be good gravy. Otherwise,
Homemade, or please tell me not a jar.
no,
Not a jar,
no,
never a
no, no,
jar.
no, no. I can't
know
stand
that's
jar gravy.
sacrilegious.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Ours is more of a carton, I guess.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
used jars until like 3 years
Yeah.
ago. and
No,
now
no,
we
no,
just use
and-
a carton.
The carton's better than the jar, though.
Personal opinion, there's something about the jar that I don't care for. But that's it.
Well, you don't have to eat the jar.
Oh!
Maybe that's the problem,
Right?
You always like crunch up the glass.
Just setting the jar on the potatoes.
Yeah.
It gets really heavy.
Yeah, I would say the jar, it definitely has stuff you definitely don't need in your body, probably, like that often.
Yeah, right.
Like
Or
glass.
if you're like a vegetarian like Leah, ever.
Yeah. But I would say, like, the McCormick carton that we get is really good.
McCormick is good.
Yeah.
McCormick of gravy available at all fine stores.
But are you like smooth mashed potatoes? Do you like a little chunkiness?
Yeah, I guess the one that I like technically is whipped because
Yeah.
it's like smooth. But Amanda's a big fan of my mashed potatoes, so we'll like go to a family thing and I'll obviously eat the mashed potatoes, but then later she'll be like, "Oh, we get back home, will you make me mashed potatoes? Because I want some of the special Putnam mashed potatoes. I'm like, you bet your ass, I'll get you some taters.
Are you a sour cream, milk, butter? Like, what do you use as your?
Half and half butter, and then just a little bit of salt.
I've been into cream cheese.
Really?
It makes it amazeballs.
Okay.
Sounds like a gateway drug.
See,
It does.
when people do
That's
stuff
what
like
else.
when people do stuff like that, I'm always like, that sounds good, but I'll still make it my way most of the time. But I would try other things,
Yeah.
just
And
for
I
like
only
special
do it
occasions.
usually special occasions,
Right.
Because who
And-
really needs cream cheese?
We did a non-dairy one for our nephew one year, and it was just like chicken soup base and some other stuff. And it was actually good. It was good, but it wasn't the same.
I would say potatoes are a great thing. Like they're a great side just in general
Oh God, yeah.
that anyone can typically make. I mean, I
So
also
versatile.
put on my list like cheesy hash browns. I remember it was the first time I ever had them was at a Christmas thing.
I love cheesy hash browns.
And I thought that was amazing. And how I make them now,
They would go perfect with your balls.
typically you
we just want a whole meal of crock pot things.
Oh yeah.
but
Oh my god, I thought you were
typically
gonna say
more-
Carl's crotch.
Carl's crotch pot.
Ooh. We're gonna do a potluck, and it'll be Carl's crotch potluck.
I don't know if you want to be like, yeah, it's been sitting there all day. Like I don't think that's appetizing. But instead of cream of chicken, I typically use cream of celery now. I think it makes it like pop a little bit more, and I enjoy it because like I don't know that I always want that savory kind of taste.
Sure.
Because especially if you're eating other meats and stuff, I think it's just a little too heavy.
Oh, that's something to consider. That's cool.
Did you know that as I was doing a little research, it says that 80% of Americans actually do not like the food that they make for holidays, but they feel like they have to do it because of tradition.
Yes. My grandma waited about 90 years to tell us, I don't really like turkey. So for like the last 4 Thanksgivings that she was around, my aunt would always make like Chinese food for Thanksgiving.
So yeah, I can see the moral obligation. Like you just feel like
Well, it was-
tradition holds its place.
I think too, like being a Depression era
Sure.
child, like there was a lot of stuff my grandma ate regularly that she told me, well, I don't really like it. She didn't really like strawberries, but my whole life she ate strawberries all the time. It was just like, you just eat them.
I'd say that's probably a Midwest Wisconsin like cuisine issue, right? Like I think about my mom even growing up out of the World War II years as a child. You'd get like certain staples from the government. So like,
Oh, sure.
if we think about our hot dishes, casseroles, whatever you want to call them, a lot of them are such basic ingredients. And so I mean,
rice
throwing butter is a common thing, but throwing maybe cottage cheese or cream cheese or anything like that would be very special. Like that would enhance it.
Sometimes when Carl's being cute, I just stare at him and I smile, and then he gets like self-conscious and looks at me like, what am I doing wrong? It's like, I just love you.
Do I have something on my face?
No.
Or is
Only
there something
cuteness.
burning in my
Crotch pot.
crotch pot?
Your lips are on your face.
I left it
Soft
on.
lips, Carl.
Yeah.
Side note, I'm turkey over ham, but I'm down with both.
I'm down with both, but I don't usually make ham. I'm a big turkey lurky person.
We literally make both every one because Amanda's all about the ham and I'm all about the turkey.
I like turkey, but I really
prefer
want
ham.
ham.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't remember. My mom started.
I
making
love
ham,
you
and
enough
we're
to
like,
make both.
I had a
That's
friend
so
in high
good.
school who their family I want to say it was Thanksgiving. They made lasagna.
That would be a good one, though. I mean, I try to think of all the, vegetarian, vegan kind of options you could do for certain things.
Yeah, so sorry. I make lentil loaf, like meatloaf, but it's mostly made out of lentils and walnuts and breadcrumbs and like shredded carrots and mushrooms and other stuff. It's kind of like a meatloaf.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It is pretty good.
Being through my COVID years and my 8 months of not being able to taste stuff, I'm always kind of intrigued by vegetarian.
Well, because we had to go
Options.
sort of vegetarian for a while because Carl, like, meat tasted weird to him, so he couldn't enjoy any for.
Well, and
That
part of
was
me-
like for how many weeks?
Yeah, and part of me was like, why eat it in that certain
Oh,
health wise for my own
When you-
needs?
when you go through a period where you can't taste anything, every night is like, what do you want for dinner? Who cares? I can't taste it, so let's eat whatever. you forget how much you enjoy eating when you aren't enjoying it. Like,
Gosh, I don't even remember what we ate for Christmas that year. I mean,
that was the year I made the Brussels sprouts for
Yeah.
the first time, and
that's what
I
actually
think
was a catalyst for it. Yeah.
I made that corn.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was like cream cheese and something. That was a little heavy because it's like the weird part about corn is when you make it, you always make too much. And it was like I made less than what the recipe said, and it was still like we're not gonna finish all this corn. There's so much. Did we just
I
make
like
another
corn.
turkey that year?
I don't know.
I feel like we did. I don't know.
Or did we just like have, I don't know, like Boca burgers or something? I remember. I don't remember.
That wasn't.
We probably just had turkey. I probably just didn't taste it and probably just ate it.
Could be.
All right. So next up, guys, we've got share an awkward family tradition. So feel free to pass if you want, but we'll start going around with Amanda. Do you have one?
No.
Okay. Amanda's going to pass. Courtney, do you have any silly or awkward traditions?
I think that we do, don't we, Gary?
Oh, I'm sure we've got tons,
Well, for our Christmas, we would always go to my grandpa's. We would play the White Elephant
but oh yeah.
game.
Yeah.
And one of, I think the things that always made us like kind of laugh every year is we had in the gifts mixed as somebody's white elephant gift was always a jar of pickled eggs.
Yes. Yep.
And every year that same jar of pickled eggs would come back, and we would spend so much time trying to disguise it
Yep.
to make it like we made it
forgot
into a
about that.
bottle of wine. We had it look like everything.
Yep.
And I mean, it even didn't it travel with our cousin once all the way to California
Yeah.
and then back
I
again?
think
It did.
I thought he brought new ones.
He did.
One
because
time it did break.
it was not the same one for like over 20 years. It
Yeah.
did get replaced when it started to get too gross, but the tradition stayed on, and whoever got the eggs would bring it back.
Yeah.
And then they started getting nice where they would mix in where you would get the eggs, but they'd put something else with it so you weren't completely skunked.
Yeah.
But
Who was the original purchaser of
that
the
would
eggs?
be my parents.
Really?
Yep, they
I
were-
always wondered who started it.
I
Very
want to say
nice.
it was Uncle that
that got it the
got
first
it the
time.
first time, and he just had this smirk, and he's like,
reintroduced it.
"Well, you know what you're getting next year."
And I mean, they took it to like the next level. Like we would, try to even just because you knew who had it, so you'd watch as gifts walked through the door to kind of see, like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm not taking Gary's because I know he had the eggs last year.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that.
Ah, come on, Gary.
I know, jeez, but it's been forever since.
Yeah.
That's
since
what's
we've
fun
done
about
that.
White Elephant, though. A lot of them repeat certain aspects
We do White Elephant at my family reunions
during the summer.
Oh, okay.
during the summer, and there used to be like a novelty mug from a golf course that had like in between the layers of the plastic was like a golf club and a ball and whatever. At some point it had melted into like a dishwasher or something. So that like every year would show up for about 10 years in a row. It was always like, oh, there's the
Usually
the
like
melted golf club.
one of the oldest bottles of booze, like
Oh yes.
that you like pulled out like in the way back of the cupboard.
Oh yeah, there was always like, and sometimes whoever got that gift, it was like, well, let's all have a drink.
No.
Yeah. Well, thank you for bringing that up, Courtney.
So do you know why they call it white elephant gifts?
I honestly don't, but I would love to know.
Because the most expensive gift that you could give somebody in India is a white elephant, but nobody could afford it because it was the most regal gift. So it's kind of like a pun on like, well, you can't, who
Can't get
can
your white
afford
elephant, so
that?
here's this junk from my garage.
Right. Because it was so unfathomable to actually obtain a white elephant. That
I always like with White Elephant, sometimes there's an item that someone else brought that is just junk, but you genuinely are like, oh, I need that.
right?
Because we had a soap dish for many years that was a boy holding a seashell, riding a dolphin. we called it Fish Boy. And I was like, oh, I need that. So we got it, and it was in our shower for about 12 years.
So, do you guys play it where after somebody opens, you can go and trade and take from them?
Yep.
Okay.
And
We didn't do that, did we? Ours was just if you got it, you
No.
got
You were
it.
stuck with the eggs. You were stuck
Yeah.
with the eggs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
we this last year, there's always people always bring extra because people want to get rid of their junk.
Sure.
Well, and so usually whoever's hosting the next year would have to take the extras with them and bring them back next year. So this year, the distant cousin who was hosting was like, all right, well, who has a birthday this month? All right, go get another bag. So she's like, everything's going. And I'm not taking any of this with me.
That's smart, though.
I was reading today, there was an article about the Queen of Christmas, Mariah Carey,
Oh, sure.
blah, 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 about, and they said one of the traditions she didn't know about was the white elephant. I'm like, I guess maybe she never encountered that before. She said she decidedly wouldn't like that.
I've been waiting to make this phrase. She's such a biscuit bitch.
She is a biscuit bitch.
Could you imagine a rich white elephant, like,
A rich
exchange?
biscuit
Yeah,
bitch.
like a wealthy...
The things they're getting rid of, and you're like, what?
Yeah, no kidding. No, I don't agree with her being the Queen of Christmas. It was like a self-proclaimed thing,
Yeah.
and it's not.
Well, I feel like it's like a meme. It's more that she has the song that some people hate and some people love. I actually love that song.
No, I
But-
love her Christmas album, to
but-
be completely honest.
That doesn't make her the Queen of Christmas. It's just the joke that, like, well, because we always joke that Fergie only comes out on New Year's. So it's like, oh, they're thawing out Fergie for New Year's.
Oh, yeah.
Thaw out Mariah Carey for Christmas.
Oh, I get that. All right. Carl, do you have any awkward family tradition?
I was trying to think, like, what an awkward family Christmas thing was, but I only could think of, like, that generational kind of silliness that we talk about all the time, or like stuff that happened in like the last century. And this was the only time of year where we really hosted people in our home. I mean, a number of people. So my mom had 5 siblings and their spouses and their children. So this was a lot of people. And so, we'd have to like clean the house and like you do extra cleaning, and we have to make sure we hide all my good gifts because I was no child, so I had the good stuff. But I think about how we prepared for that day, and I would remember going like in the kitchen, and we had those 2 small cabinets that are usually above a fridge. And that was my parents' liquor cabinet, which, I mean, yeah, I couldn't reach it, so it was not a big deal. But that's where the ashtrays would be. And I was in charge of placement of the ashtrays in strategic locations throughout the house. And I think back to that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone was smoking.
Oh, yeah.
And like, it blows my mind that my mom would like make sure this house is spotless, but then everyone would just smoke in the house. It was disgusting. But these ashtrays, I'm like, Mom really went out. Like, she got really nice glass ones for company. I'm like, Mom doesn't even smoke.
Do you know how much more streamlined that story was when he told it to me earlier today?
Yeah.
My parents also had nice glass ashtrays for when certain company came, but neither of my parents smoked.
Really?
Yeah.
That's such a weird, like...
My mom had an ashtray. It was just a simple one, but my grandpa smoked. The grandpa that isn't shared with me and Courtney. But yeah, so we always had ashtrays too for him.
You'd think like company, I'll have like, maybe I'll have a coffee maker or even just Sanka, or I'll have some hot chocolate packs. Oh, well, I got an ashtray.
Well, but when most people smoke, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
even when less people were smoking, it still
I
would
just
carry
love that
over.
it was your job. Like, Carl, honey, it's time to get out the Christmas.
Were you in charge
Yeah.
of making sure they were emptied too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
I mean, that's what I think that's awkward about it. It was super weird. Like, but it goes along with how we grew up too. I mean, yeah, I mean, we'd fetch our family like booze, like, hey, Carl, go get me a beer. I'm like, I'm 7. You know,
We are not the same.
I know.
I don't really have any weird, awkward family traditions, but like we didn't do white elephant for Christmas, but we did do name drawings with my cousins and stuff.
Oh, sure.
That way you just get one present for everybody. That could get awkward sometimes, but not terribly. But I don't know. I just think there was a few Christmases that were awkward where like I drew so and so's name and they suck at telling us who they want. So it's like I'm gonna buy them, you know, like or watching people open gift cards. It's like that's not fun. But what else do you get this person because you don't know what they want? But one year, this isn't really awkward. It's really cute. The first year, Carl was like coming to family Christmas. My grandma got him. She knew he liked fudge stripe cookies, so she bought him and wrapped like 3 packages of those. So he had something to open.
That's awesome.
That's so sweet.
My grandma always used to buy, like, my cousins and I, not Gary, but she didn't like him. No, this is a different grandma. She always bought us cheese balls and black olives. every holiday, birthday,
I love it.
everything.
Did you really love
Cheese
black
ball-
olives?
Fuck yeah, we did.
Okay, well,
You know what's funny? That's the thing in my family. Not so much all of us, but like my mom and all the sisters. Those Jones girls, they love their black olives.
It is interesting that where we live, every so these are like beyond sides, right? These are like whatever you want to call these, the relishes.
The relishes.
we always had a relish tray.
But it's like everything's so adjacent to bar food,
Yeah.
and you're like, but this is my fancy Christmas meal.
That's bar food, not barf food.
True.
Tavern, pub.
Tavern. Pub,
But no,
fair.
Ryan's family, they really love Christmas. And it's kind of ridiculous.
When we bought my grandma's house, I knew there was at least one Christmas tree that grandma didn't use anymore, and the one that she had been using.
So that's two.
There were like 4, because there were 2 in the garage. They were like put away. But I always thought like when we'd get a new one, grandma must have gotten rid of them. But no,
No.
they were still around. So that was one of the times we got a gorilla bag. It was like, oh, 2 of the Christmas trees are going in here.
And then there's I would say at least a half a dozen vinyl of Christmas albums.
Yeah.
Those might be worse.
But I told Carl that's probably because when they would get records was usually at Christmas, so people probably bought a bunch of Christmas records.
And then once again, you're entertaining, so you'd put Christmas music on. But I just like, Ryan, did your family really, really, really love Christmas?
Not more than anyone else, but apparently we just never got rid of Christmas trees.
My dad puts 4 up every year.
Your dad loves Christmas.
He fucking loves Christmas. I hear Leah has one.
I do have one.
I'd love to hear it.
So, my heritage is heavily Danish on one side of my family.
Oh.
And there is a Danish holiday called St. Lucia Day in early December. I want to say like the 10th or 12th or something like that. And my mom thought it would be super cool for us to celebrate that one year when I want to say like 8 years old or something, is when we started doing this. And the way it was explained to me is the oldest daughter, and I have one brother, right? So I'm the only fucking daughter in this house. The oldest daughter wakes up early on St. Lucia Day and makes everyone breakfast. And like the fucking holiday.
That sucks for you.
So I'm 8. I'm getting up. I'm making like pigs in a blanket. I'm slicing oranges. I don't remember what else I made. I made coffee. Like I'm 8 years old and I'm making like a breakfast for everyone.
Now, were you already vegetarian at that point?
No,
Okay.
I was not allowed to be a vegetarian.
But you didn't like meat, isn't that correct?
I did not like meat.
So,
Yeah. So, and also I had to do it wearing like a white gown with a golden sash.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Are there pictures of this?
I don't know. I'm not done with the costume description.
Okay, fair enough. Go
Well,
ahead.
there's more.
A crown of like leaves with candles sticking out the top.
So you had to wear this while you were cooking, or this was while you were like presenting the meal?
Both.
So I think I wore the gown the whole time. I think the candles was just for the presentation because the only thing that we had that resembled the headpiece for St. Lucia was our Advent like candle thing.
Right.
Because my parents were Catholic. And the base of it was like fucking metal. So it was like stabbing my scalp while I was wearing it.
Oh,
So I only wore it for the presentation of the meal to my family members.
that is so wild.
So with the candles lit, on top of my 8-year-old head, when I'm like, I made you breakfast. Happy St. Lucia Day.
And this was you after being up all night at midnight mass doing
No,
the angels for the Knights of Columbus?
It's a different time in December. It's like
okay.
like mid or early December. It's different. I forget what day it is.
Is it kind of similar to like, what was it Amanda's family did? The Saint Nick stuff? Where there was like a stocking or a shoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Last
like
night.
I think that's
Actually,
today.
yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
St.
yeah.
Nicholas Day,
Yep.
December 6th.
Yeah, I think you're right.
St. Lucia Day is on December 13th this year.
So
And-
get out your advent calendar, wreath, crown, and your bed
We're
sheet.
gonna make this happen.
I just think, like, even as an adult, we will have our church will have the festival lights this coming week. No, 2 weekends from now.
Mm-hmm.
But the Advent wreath is one that we light. I can't imagine putting that on my head.
they're big. Like,
It's wild.
Well, it's like that one kid that set their head on fire on accident, of course, but in another previous story.
That was my story. Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, good. Okay. So just a little bit of wiki on St. Lucia Day. It's the 13th of December, and the observance commemorates Lucia of Syracuse, an early 4th century virgin martyr under the Diocletian
Of course she was
persecution.
virgin. Of course.
Yeah. Well, I think she was a virgin because she was like a kid.
Well, that makes sense too, but then why even say it? Either way.
There's that element to, I guess, scripture, right?
I guess though, like in a weird way, like I think of like horror movies and, something that'll involve a virgin's blood. And it's like, okay, yeah, it's a little kid, so obviously they're a virgin. But either way, it still counts.
I did actually go there. It's always something with the virgin.
It's always something with a virgin.
According to legend, she brought food and aid to Christians hiding in the Roman catacombs, wearing a candle-lit wreath on her head to light the way, leaving her hands both free to carry as much food as possible.
So it's practical.
Right?
Scary as hell, but
Yeah, no kidding.
Right.
That's funny.
there was no
Yeah.
OSHA.
That's St. Lucia.
no.
So I don't know how it then like trickles down to be the oldest daughter serves breakfast to the family.
They just made that shit up and just said, let's see if she'll do it.
It's not.
That's actually what I was thinking when she first started talking about it. But
I mean, do we know for sure? Have you confirmed with anyone else that they do this?
Is that a question to me?
Yeah. Like, I'm
Oh,
curious. Like, is this
no.
actually like an epic joke that your family was playing on
And
you
like,
for-
how many years did you have to do this?
I feel like I did it for a couple of years, and then I was like, I'm good, thanks.
Was actually being a virgin part of the criteria? Like, could you?
I think
Could
that
you
did
took one for the team?
a great
That's
moment.
when I stopped doing it.
You just rip your flaming crown off and be like, "Sorry, it happened."
No longer.
I've been deflowered.
So,
my God, that's
Ryan,
awesome.
what are you gonna wear when you make our meal this year?
one of my aprons, obviously. Nothing else.
Apron and a smile.
Ooh,
That's gonna be hot enough.
Nice. I mean, any shoes though?
No. I
Okay.
don't usually wear shoes in the house.
Okay. See, because I'm like such an old fogey, like I like something with support. So either slippers that have like memory foam, or I'll just wear shoes. But if I'm
Just
standing,
regular old Mr. Rogers.
yeah. So Leah, any more on that, or should we move on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thanks. All right, why don't we move on then? Number 3, I've got best Christmas
Should we do
song.
best and worst together so that it's just
Yeah, you know what? I have number 4 as worst Christmas song, but let's do them together. So I want to hear what your favorite Christmas song is, which you personally think is the best, and then also next what you think is the worst.
Well, both my favorite and my least favorite were actually performed by the same people.
Really?
The Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Okay.
And my favorite is Carol of the Bells. My least favorite is I don't really know the name of the song, but it has like this children's choir in the beginning. And they're like, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. It's the vagina song. Yes, vagina. Exactly. So those
I know
are
what
my.
you mean.
It's I don't know. It's
Well,
the
first of all,
children's
isn't it like
choir.
that? Isn't it like the what is it, Pachelbel or something? Canon,
It's Canon
in D,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
which
so.
is not a Christmas song. It's like a fucking wedding song or
There are
something.
a lot of songs that I wanted to say as worst, but not because the song itself is bad, but because it's not a Christmas song.
Right.
They maybe mention the word Christmas in it. They're like, it's
Yeah.
a Christmas song. Well, it's not.
And I had that same thing because I'm like, another song that I dearly despise is John Lennon's "War Is Over."
Oh,
Sure.
It's Yoko. She does it.
It hurts
for
my
me.
ears a little bit. I understand. And like
Yes.
I want to like it, but I hear it in my ear sometimes. Like it just hits my ear funny, and it depends on the speakers too. But when I worked in an office and they would play Christmas music all year, that that song would hurt my ears at that part. I'd like sometimes get up and go to the bathroom, like, oh, before Yoko starts singing.
Carl, would you please share with us your favorite, or in your opinion, the best Christmas song, and then also give us the worst?
The Hawaiian Bing Crosby, Mela
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Kalikimaka.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just love it. And what were you going to say, Ryan?
Nothing.
Well,
Nothing.
anyway, part of it's kind of a weird, I don't know, like if you know Hawaiian history and everything, but like, you know, after World War II, there's a lot of tourism. And this is only like half a century after like the overthrow of the government and the Queen. And so there's a lot of just this mixture of people that really appreciate Hawaii and people that are just like tourists. And there's a lot of businessmen. But like, I think this falls really into like the tourist appreciation of the culture. And there's no R or S in the Hawaiian language. So like they had to come up. So this word doesn't really mean directly Merry Christmas, but I don't know. But anyway, the tune just makes me like I just want to smile the whole time it's on. It just
I've never heard the history of it.
it's
So
like
I didn't know.
it's like when I always say when I like see the Muppets, like that is just pure joy over me. But that's for me, this is that Christmas song that does it for me. The one I hate the most, like hate. I honestly hate Hey Santa.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I've always thought it was kind of nasally.
Yeah. And honestly, I was like, really? Is it Wilson Phillips? And I looked it up. I'm like, and then I was looking it up. And even the video is kind of just like, I don't know.
He didn't finish that sentence. Yes, it is Wilson Phillips.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. And I can't stand it.
Another group that I do
The phrasing
love,
and lyrics is
but
just, ugh.
yeah, that version. Mm-mm.
It took me a while to remember that, but you're right.
Hey Santa, hey Santa. See, if they would have said maybe,
dubbed over the top.
I mean, they got a couple of vaginas. They should have just thrown them in.
yeah, absolutely.
It would have
Right
saved
into
it.
the crotch pot.
That's where this went. But I still don't enjoy it, and I really don't enjoy vaginas. So there we go.
That's fair.
Fair.
It's very fair.
So now my best is I kind of have two, because one's like a traditional song that someone says is a Christmas song, and another one is one that's like specific to a certain movie. But Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, I can't be sad listening to that song, and it does sound like she says we'll have some fucking pie, and so that's how I sing it. And I told someone that, and they're like, "You ruined the song for me." I'm like, "Really? It made it better for me, but whatever."
Right?
And now it like charted #1 this year.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say, after
Yeah.
65 years, and she was 13 when she recorded that song in
Really?
1958.
I think she just made a.
Unbelievable.
I think she just made a music video.
She made
for
a
it,
video
too.
for it, and I wondered if that's partly why it became
think
so big
so.
again, because they're like, "Oh, I get to see her."
That just doesn't
dance."
sound like a young voice at all.
No,
No, you're absolutely
Huh.
right.
Unbelievable.
but it's good to play when you have like mannequins and
yes, and you're home alone.
and you're home alone. Yeah. My other one is Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like Christmas
Love that song.
when Christmas Present is singing, and
Did you have a hate song?
yes,
Oh, 'cause there's so much
we
joy there.
talked about it.
Yeah,
I
I forgot it.
I do not appreciate the song "The Christmas Shoes."
Oh yes.
I feel like Elaine on Seinfeld about the English patient. I hate it because it's really sad and sappy, and
is.
and I don't like the notes. I don't like the little kid voice. It's like ugh, the whole thing, and they just some stations play it a lot at Christmas
yeah,
time, and
they
it's like
do.
fuck this song.
I feel like it's useless pandering.
Sure, yeah.
You know, where it's like, oh, we're gonna tug on some heartstrings instead of writing something good.
that might tug on heartstrings
Yeah.
naturally. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Like I'd rather hear you spending time with your mom than
not buying some shoes. And I get it. It's supposed to be, oh, he's so innocent and sweet. No, it's stupid. Stop it. Get rid of it.
Right. No, I don't have any time for things that I consider sad just for the sake of being sad. So I'm with you there.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn those shoes. I'm excited.
Well, you're up next, Leah. Do you want to
Oh,
give us some of your favorites and your worsts?
okay. I have some visuals because I'm next to my record shelf,
Neat.
so not everyone can see it. But one of my favorite Christmas albums is Rocky Mountain Christmas
Nice.
by John Denver.
Yeah.
Oh, you betcha. So I really like Aspen Glow.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably my top favorite. And then Christmas for Cowboys. I don't know why, but I like that shit. It's good shit. Then we have nope, that's not it. the Roger Whittaker Christmas album.
Ooh.
Yeah. And this has been a favorite since I was a wee lass. Darcy the Dragon by Roger Whittaker. He also sings a couple Christmas songs in German. Fun fact.
That's fun.
I evidently have this album twice. I have 2 copies.
Like-
Yeah, so it's like he's trying to buy presents, but he's starting these little fires, and people are really patient at first, and they're like, "Hey, no worries, man." But then he starts a couple more fires, and they're like, "Whoa, this is getting a little bit out of control. You can't shop here anymore." And he's like, "But presents for my friends." But there is a happy ending. So,
Cool.
spoiler alert.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's super cute. And I think my parents took us to see Roger Whittaker sing at one of the county fairs
Mm-hmm.
one year. And it was like the middle of summer. And like we went up to him afterwards and I was like, "Why didn't you sing Darcy the Dragon?" Summertime. But watch out for my Christmas special. And I was like, "But why didn't you just sing Darcy the Dragon?" Insufficient
awesome.
answer. And then lastly, I have Julie Andrews' Christmas album. And this one I got from my grandmother's estate when she passed away. So there's just some good classics on here. Good stuff. Thanks, Julie Andrews. So those are my good Christmas albums that I have. One that I have kind of a love-hate relationship with
Mm-hmm.
would be Dominic the Donkey. Does anybody know that one?
No.
Okay, so it's about a Italian Christmas donkey that it's super catchy, but it gets stuck in your head, and then it's stuck in my head for like a week straight, and I can't get it out, and I feel like I'm losing my mind. So it's like Santa's reindeer can't handle the hills of Italy, so he has to take Dominic the donkey through Italy, and then he can use his reindeer everywhere else. So,
The
but it's
reindeer
like
fly.
Not in the story.
not in Italy? I don't know.
Oh.
They had too much vino.
But it's like dinkity dink, ee-ah, ee-ah. It's Dominic the donkey.
Oh my God. I've heard that.
Yes.
No, that does kind of.
It's kind of obnoxious, but
Gary, were you tortured as a youth? to
You
this
just
song?
like triggered some like childhood memory
But that
of mine.
noise, just like,
I totally have heard this song.
did my mom play it on the accordion?
Oh, probably.
and I have a full-blooded Italian uncle who I adore, who loves that song. And I don't hate the song, but it does kind of grate on the brain if you've heard it too many times.
Sure.
So I love hate it.
Where are you that you hear it too many times? I've never heard it before.
Well, I have it on my Spotify Christmas playlist.
Oh
So
boy.
it comes up of my own choosing.
So you've
And then I
done
can
it to
skip
yourself.
it, you know?
She's strolling around her apartment in her flaming crown. She
Making breakfast, she's like, Dominic the donkey's coming.
Can't wait till those reindeer get back. Yeah. And, but I've heard it played on the radio too,
Sure.
around here.
Well, I wouldn't doubt that. I think you probably have a lot better radio than we have. In my experience of living
Call
here.
into your
You
station.
should be thankful you have
Protest.
radio, because
Right.
in Chautauqua,
Make some
Wisconsin,
requests.
in the country,
You're getting Christmas shoes all the time.
for days.
And like the Jeff Foxworthy like Days of Christmas.
Oh yeah. All right. So next on the list, we're gonna do 5 and 6 together because they match as well. We got best gift you've ever received and worst gift you've ever received. And I forgot to tell the audience Amanda had to step away, so that's why we're skipping Amanda.
Oh, I keeps getting hooked on my brassiere. How does that happen?
Yeah, I can help you out with it later. In the meantime,
You're my cousin.
I'm not helping out with the brassiere. I'm helping out with the pop filter. And maybe that's why they call it a pop filter. It pops your tits out.
Maybe I do want one.
Yeah, Carl wants a pop filter.
Carol.
The most bizarre thing we've ever received as a couple. One year we asked for a hamper, like for our home.
We did not get. Well, it was technically a hamper, but it was not like what you think of when you think of hamper. It was this like fabric baby chick that like, you're supposed to like lift the head up and throw the clothes in and like shut it. It was like, I'm not using this. This is stupid.
Where would you put
Do you
it?
still have this? I want to see it.
No, we got rid of it almost right away.
Definitely donated that. Like, where does that go? Does that go in the bathroom? Does that go in the bedroom?
It's one of those things where you ask for something and it's a very easy request, and the person in charge of fulfilling that request tries to be creative about it, and it just ends up being a problem. No, you could have just done what I asked you. That would have been great.
Oh,
It's awesome.
Or baby chick.
I wish I would have seen it.
It was ridiculous.
It hung in our garage for a little while,
Oh,
like in the package.
Like, I mean, it was. You could like hug the thing. I mean, it was crazy.
that's awesome.
Leah, what kind of gifts have you gotten?
I remember when I was pretty little, like, I don't know, 4, I saw a stuffed animal kangaroo in the store and I was smitten with it and I had to have it. And it had a little stuffed Joey in its pouch. And I had evidently just learned the word extinct. And so I pleaded with my parents in the store, like, you have to get it now or it'll go extinct. Because that's what happens to animals. My parents are like, we don't have money to pay full price for stuffed animals.
Sure.
But I did get it for Christmas. So I remember like not letting it go for days.
I
Aw.
love that.
Slept with it for years. So that was my special kangaroo friend.
I remember super little and how we would exchange, like the grandkids would all exchange names. And I remember one year you got me for the gift exchange and you didn't buy me. I think you handmade it, which made it so much more cute. And you probably don't remember it because you were really little, but it was a tornado maker.
I do remember that. I do.
It was like 2 like big pop bottles and they were like joined together in the middle with like colored water in it. And you'd like, and like shake it and it would like spiral down into the other tube.
I do remember that.
I love that you remember that.
Yeah.
Those were so much fun.
Those were fun.
They were.
And we weren't lame and just put in regular water. We put in food coloring.
Yeah, it was red. It was good times.
My mom was really good about, so she made all of our stockings, like my whole family. So everyone, like adults and kids, all had crocheted stockings with their names on them. Crazy, right? But I mean, so like 30, 40 of these things. And she would get everyone every year a Tootsie Roll bank, like the Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know when it started, but all of a sudden she decided to start also getting like mini flashlights. And so it kind of became a weird joke in my family because it was like, does your mom think we all need this many flashlights? Like, she is so worried we're going to be in the dark somewhere. And like every year it was something so different. It was like, why would you, the mini one or like the mini keychain one or like the pen one, why would you need this many flashlights? But the Tootsie Roll banks were at least good.
Yeah.
And the stockings were awesome.
And all the chapstick.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, you should see. She's still, I mean, the stockings she gets for Ryan and I, it's ridiculous. It's like overflowing as it is. And then she's like, oh, but that's still in your stocking. I just couldn't fit it in there.
Oh my gosh.
That's so sweet.
That is sweet. Well, I think we'll wrap that up. I did have one more about...
Wrap it up because it's Christmas.
Thank you.
Speaking of, I have a joke that
Oh.
it was on TV the other night, and Carl, the girl being told the joke on the show, didn't get it, and we laughed. And then I looked at Carl, and he's like, "I don't." So, what dinosaur is?
I won't get it.
What dinosaur is the best at wrapping gifts? A velociraptor.
Ooh.
Oh.
And Carl goes, "I don't." Or are they because they're fast? I said, Carl, because the word "rap" is in their name.
See?
Oh, Carl, I love
That's
it.
why I had to exchange a sweater.
No, but that's Carl, because Carl sometimes
I ain't a
expects.
rapper.
Carl doesn't expect stupid jokes. He just expects it to be intelligent, and sometimes it's just not. So he thinks and thinks and thinks, and you go, "No, it's just this."
Sometimes I just look
Right.
around and go, that's stupid.
Because a lot of times I'll show him a meme or something, and he'll just stare at it.
But picture a
and then
T-Rex trying to wrap something. That's kind of funny, too.
That is great.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll end that segment, and we'll be right back with another. And we're back. So on this segment, this is going to be quick. So we're just going to run through this, and you guys don't know what these are. I know, this is just real quick. And I just want an answer from the trivia's after this. It's really quick, Courtney.
Courtney's making faces over here, listeners.
Okay, this is the lightning round of
This
Christmas.
is lightning round. This is the secret one that I didn't share with you guys because I wanted your honest answers. Okay, so we're going to go around the table, but right now, question 1. Mistletoe. Innocent fun tradition or breeding future horrors? Courtney, go.
Breeding future horrors.
Carl?
Future horse.
Future horrors, and that's why we like it.
Leah?
Horse.
Horse. All right. I'm going to say breeding future horse too. Honestly, I think it needs to be retired.
It's very weird because you think about it, you're with your family, or you have a mixed group of friends that would be
Or
pretty
strangers.
uncomfortable. Yeah, or strangers. And I think there's pressure there.
I think there's pressure, and I don't think you need an excuse to kiss someone if you
Yeah.
both want to kiss. Just
Yeah.
kiss
Good
each
call.
other.
Not really
Good call.
honoring consent either.
No.
It's
Right,
kind of
exactly.
pressure.
And that takes the joy out of it for sure, right?
Yep.
I do have one fun fact about mistletoe, if you don't mind me throwing it in.
Throw it in now. Yeah.
Mistletoe was called Viscum album by the Anglo-Saxons, meaning dung on a twig.
Oh.
National Wildlife Federation says it's spread by bird droppings. So
Interesting.
it's shit on a stick.
It is shit on a stick.
Well, shit.
Okay. Next one. Caroling. Spreading joy or public nuisance? Courtney.
Public nuisance.
Carl.
Joy.
Joy.
I've enjoyed doing it.
Joy.
Leah.
All of the above.
The above. For me, it's going to be where it's done. If it's done like out in a public place where people are walking by, I say joy. If you're going door to door, then it's soliciting that's not welcomed.
I'd say even when we used to do neighborhoods, like it at least be planned. Like
Yeah. If it's planned and you knew the houses ahead of time, that's
Yeah.
fine. But if somebody rang my doorbell and then I'm like, I have to stand here now while you finish the carol, and I ain't bringing you figgy pudding, bitch.
no.
And maybe it's because I'm a country girl. Like, if somebody randomly showed up on my doorstep in the middle of nowhere, I'd be like, you guys are checking out my fucking shit
I
in
would
the
say, yeah,
garage or something.
It'd be very different in the country, I think. Like, but in a city, I think there's always kind of been that tradition of it.
Okay.
What if they held up cards about how much they loved you and how they wanted to love you forever and marry you, but don't tell your husband?
I'd hit him with a shit stick, meaning mistletoe.
And you all got that grumpy Care Bear out there for me.
Nice answer. All right. So, question 3. Ugly sweater contest. Good time fun or a blasphemy for poor baby Jesus?
I wouldn't say it's a blasphemy, but why should I go out and buy something that's ugly that I'll never wear again?
Fair enough. Carl?
Why is it always the cheapest fabric? Like, people would pay a little bit more if they got like a favorite one, but you're dying of heat stroke in these things all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
That doesn't answer the question, Carl.
Yeah. What do I
Good time
say?
fun or blasphemy for poor baby Jesus?
I don't
Say it.
know. I'm
Say
somewhere in the middle. Sorry.
I say it's good time fun.
It
but
is good time fun.
But it's one of those things where I don't know. Like the contest can't be too competitive or serious. It needs to just be like fun. Because sometimes there's like a picture where all of Carl's roommates have ugly sweaters on and Carl's in a regular sweater because they all were rich kids who like had time to go buy one, and Carl was like, I had to work all week, dicks.
Right?
Yeah.
I hate that picture. Makes me sad.
Yeah, I'm going to wait for Leah's response is what I meant to say. Leah?
I think the fast fashion aspect of it is dumb, but otherwise I think it is fun and festive.
Nice. I think it's fun, but I like it best when you go to Goodwill and try to find like an actual sweater that an old lady would have worn thinking it was cool.
Yes.
I think I like the repurposed stuff.
Yeah.
Like, even if you like jazzed it up a little bit, like it's a Halloween thing, I think that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Next up, we've got nutcrackers. Cute, festive way to crack nuts.
Scary as fuck.
Hold your horses, Missy.
That might not be an
Nutcrackers,
option.
cute, festive way to crack nuts, or why would I want nuts from a creepy doll's mouth?
They're creepy. So creepy.
I think they're pretty awesome.
Okay.
You
I think
would
they're
with
awesome.
your meatballs.
I think they're awesome, but only as decorations.
Yeah, I wouldn't practically use
So
it.
you don't want nuts from their mouth.
No.
No.
Okay. Leah?
My answer is I wish I could only eat nuts from a creepy doll's mouth.
Fair enough. I'm gonna go creepy. So I'm gonna say, why would I want nuts from this creepy doll's mouth? But I don't. I actually went to the ballet Nutcracker this last week, and it's crazy because like in the beginning he's got like this weird mask on, and I swear to God it looked like fucking Leatherface. And I'm like, no.
I guess I think of like the prototypical like foot tall,
Yeah.
like hand painted.
Yeah, those.
I think the artistry I think is really cool
Yep.
because it's almost like a nesting doll situation.
But in general, dolls creep me out. So that's so
Yeah.
Courtney and I are on the same wavelength a little bit.
I went
All right.
and saw the Nutcracker a couple of years ago, and there was a kid and I think his parents or somebody with him a couple rows in front of us, and they were clearly trying to like talk this 11-year-old into like the Nutcracker was going to be a cool experience for him, and he was like, "No, this is lame." And they're like, "Yeah, there's gonna be like a fight scene, and there's like there's rats, and there's bad guys and good guys," and he's like, "I don't know." And then the rats come on stage, and he's like, "Rats, rats!" He like lost his mind for some reason. He was very excited about the rats. And then they were doing like the fight scene with the swords and whatever, and he's like, "They're not fighting, they're dancing." And I was just like, I was enjoying the ballet, but I was enjoying it that much more through this kid's eyes.
Mhm.
They're not fighting, they're dancing.
I like that.
It's
Good
like
shit.
West Side Story, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go to the next one. We got sleigh rides, fun winter activity, or bitch, we have heated cars. What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, yeah, and I don't want horse farts in my face.
Oh, fun winter. Fun.
Carl?
I don't want horse farts in my face.
I think it depends. Like, if it's something fun, casual, I would enjoy it. But when it's like doing this fun thing is a bunch of extra work, then I don't want to do it.
Right. Leah?
I'm going to go with fun. And also, last time I saw my dad, he told me a story about how when I was a baby and my brother was probably like 4, they went on a sleigh ride, and the guy who was riding it up front, like the whole place was full, so my brother sat up on the front bench with the guy who was driving the sleigh, and the horse farted, and the driver guy leans over to my 4-year-old brother and goes, "That's how you get freckles." And my brother just looked at him wide-eyed like, "Holy shit."
Yeah, well, you should indeed.
I don't like it either.
Somebody got pink eye for Christmas.
Right? Horse pink eye.
Yeah, no kidding.
Double barrel.
I'm more on the we have heated cars for a reason. Only because, like, you know, it can be fun, but if it's like negative out, like, or close to 0, I'm done. I like comfort, damn it. All right, next up, you might have to help me with the pronunciations because I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. But the poinsettias, or is it poinsettias or poinsettia?
I'm a poinsettia.
Poinsettia.
I'm with that as well.
Unless you're from the Poinsettia region of Liechtenstein.
Okay, so poinsettias, beautiful Christmas plant, or why the fuck are you trying to poison my kids and dog?
Why the fuck?
Okay.
I think they are beautiful.
Okay.
I don't think about them much. Most of the ones I've ever experienced have been fake anyway.
Leah?
Much like, never mind.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I just care to leave it as
Okay.
that.
What do you think, Leah?
I say why the fuck. I feel like most people have them for like a week or two and then let them die. So they spend money and then it's a wasted thing.
Yep. I also vote why the fuck, because I clearly remember, like, when we had a dog, more when they were in the puppy stage and they would chew on everything, we were constantly being like, oh my God, stay away from the plant.
How do you feel about the Christmas cactus? That's very popular too.
I'd be down with the cactus.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the end
both
of...
these plants can live all year round, but like people don't keep them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's the end of the segment. So, Courtney, did we go fast enough?
Yeah, that was nice.
Okay, good. All right. So then we'll take another quick break and then we'll be back for Courtney.
Welcome back. And now we've got a special treat for all you listeners out there. Courtney's got some holiday trivia that'll definitely warm your cocoa.
Ooh, I love that.
It got a little too hot, actually.
Yeah, it did get hot
You
and
better,
steamy.
you better blow on that a little bit.
Like came right out of your crotch pot. Okay, guys and gals, there we go. What was the biggest Christmas gift ever given?
I want to say it was a big roll of cheese.
Negative.
It was my heart.
I'll give you a hint.
And the very next day they gave it away.
Was it the Statue of Liberty?
You got it! Ding, ding, ding,
Oh,
ding. I feel like
solid.
we need to rattle the bells.
Yeah.
I don't know. Woo!
That sounded more like a maraca.
It's a Christmas maraca.
Right?
I'll try the bracelets next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I like the sound of those.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was nice and snappy. Up until 1931, Santa looked very, very spooky. Then jolly, because of this illustrator Haddon Sundblom to thank. Haddon was hired by this well-known company to illustrate the new and improved Jolly Old Man.
Is it cheating if I know the answer?
For magazine ads. What company was it?
Coca-Cola.
You're right.
I was gonna guess Macy's.
But it wasn't a guess. I knew. Yeah.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
No, it's funny because there's like a picture of a Christmas party that my grandma was at in like the 30s, and the person dressed as Santa. It's like, what the fuck is
they're
that?
scary.
I mean, in theory, it looks like Santa, but he's not fat, and like the mask is just very like droopy
It's
old man.
It's like half Santa, half Krampus.
Yeah, exactly.
I think like if you think about like the Coca-Cola Santa, it is probably one of the most iconic Santas. That's like a clean image.
You are iconic.
But I like that one. Keep them coming.
Okay. What was the highest grossing movie since 1980? Christmas movie.
Ooh, I'm going to guess Home Alone.
Nope.
Oh.
Die Hard.
Nope.
Batman Returns.
Negative.
Oh, nice.
Do you have one?
I don't.
It would be Jim Carrey's
The Grinch.
Grinch.
Oh.
See, I was gonna guess that, and then but as like a joke guess, because I didn't think that would be possible.
That
I
is
did, I
pretty
did go to that
amazing.
movie though.
In 1980, this was the highest selling toy for children.
Cabbage Patch.
Cabbage Patch, I'm
That's-
guessing.
That was 83.
Yeah.
Oh.
Of course, Brian knows the year. It was sold only for $1.99.
The
Slinky?
silly putty,
But you're on the right track, Ryan.
Slinky,
Was it Log?
Nope.
That was.
Slinky.
You can
not
still
really
buy them
I
today
know,
in
I know.
stores, and I think they're about $11.
We just
Was
watched-
Rubik's Cube out by then?
You got it. It was a
Yes.
Rubik's
Job.
Cube.
Good job.
Nice. It is actually all the same kind of.
This is just a fact. Did you guys know that Charles Howard has a Santa school in Midland, Michigan that hosts 130 Santas each year? It's in Michigan, I thought.
Are
you
these
might
like
know.
the Santas that like do the roller coasters and do like the Vegas thing every year?
I don't know. It's a college. They're educating people
Yeah.
on how to be Santas.
Like
they
mall
teach them like
Santas?
etiquette and the history of Santa-isms,
Okay.
the whole
I
deal.
think they have options to do like sign language and like other stuff like that too,
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool.
Nice.
right?
Gary,
Probably.
oh, maybe you don't know this one. I was thinking you went to China. It is a tradition in Japan to eat from this fast food place on Christmas.
Oh, I've heard it, but I don't remember. I think
KFC.
Ryan knows.
KFC.
You were right, KFC.
Because I watched the weird food,
Yeah.
the Weird History Food channel on YouTube, and they talked about like that was a marketing thing of, oh, let's tell people that it's traditional in America to eat Kentucky Fried Chicken on Christmas, and they're like, hell yeah, well, let's do it.
So this too is just more like a interesting fact. In 1965, astronauts Wally, and pardon me for not knowing the saying of the last name, Shkira, and Tom Stafford played this Christmas song from space in the Gemini 6 to Mission Control. I guess I did make that into a question.
What year?
This was in 1965, and a further hint,
Gary just inhaled the microphone.
Wally
much.
played the
Well,
harmonica.
I feel pressured because, like, when it comes to like NASA stuff, I should be on that, but I'm not.
Okay,
Gary,
let's break this down.
Take that pressure off your shoulders.
Okay.
It's okay.
You should know Christmas
We're all
songs
throwing those
played
right
in
here.
space.
No.
I could tell you other stupid songs played in space.
Was it the Merry Christmas Vagina song?
Vagina. No, it was Wally played the harmonica and Tom shook the bells and sang Jingle Bells. And also further, they had made it sound like it was a situation going on in the spaceship because the spaceship.
Just the shuttle.
They said that they had found an unidentified flying object about to enter the Earth's atmosphere, traveling in the polar orbit from north to south. And then they played the song while, like, NASA was like, holy shit, there's something going on. And then Wally just took it. Yeah. Good old Wally.
If I was like the flight commander for there, I'd be like, fuck you. Don't ever do that again.
We talked about mistletoe, but astronomer George Banos wrote in his 1979 academic paper that the Holy Star of Bethlehem scientifically was most likely this.
Oh, wasn't it a comet at that time?
Gas. Like from eating too many beans.
So we do know, like, the infamous picture of, like, the
Hallucination.
Bethlehem with the North Star or the Bethlehem Star. He believes scientifically that it was Uranus. Like, seriously, he's like,
I mean,
So
It
it
was
could have been.
Uranus.
It could have been gas from
It could have
Linus.
been.
yeah, well, and that one does get really bright when it gets close.
oh my goodness.
Just the way he said it's serious.
Oh, I love you guys.
That's not something that the Three Kings brought.
Apparently, we took one of those spare flashlights that Carl was getting for Christmas and shoved it up.
Well, Joseph had to do something. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so guess the restaurant. This restaurant decided to give all of their employees off in 1988, but their biggest problem was that they were open 24/7 and they had no locks on the doors.
I want to say 7-Eleven, but that's not a restaurant.
No,
Denny's?
I would guess like
Denny's.
a Denny's. Yeah.
Do you know what's really fucked up?
What's
when
really
you said
fucked up?
now the next question is what about a restaurant, and my first I was gonna go Denny's. That's what I was gonna say.
Well, you would have been the winner chicken dinner.
Oh, you're in Japan.
Moon's over my hammy.
could you imagine just walking in there and not having staff? Oh wait, yeah, it's happened a few times.
Management accidentally overlooked the whole.
That's insane,
you know.
though, not having locks on the doors. I mean, there's got to be some time you lock up or something. I don't know.
I don't know. You think, yeah, at some sort of emergency or something, they'd have to. But apparently, at Denny's, no fucks. In 2017, a study was done that said that the average American spends $983 for Christmas presents, and 75% of people receiving gifts actually hate their gifts, meaning $737.25 is spent unnecessarily by each American.
All because of pressure. Makes sense, I guess.
Weird knockoff Care Bears.
Right?
And fragile Campbell's soup ornaments.
Oh my goodness. Yes, fragile. Fucker.
Fragile.
Fragile. Did you know that 15,000 accidents occur strictly by decorating for Christmas
Oh, I could see
that
that.
end up in
yeah,
ERs?
yeah.
Most of them are falls.
I bet.
Forbes did a calculation on Santa's net worth to be around infinity.
It took a
Well, everyone, we're just gonna ballpark this, and
So fuck you, Elon Musk. Santa is the richest person in the world.
so suck it.
In 1801, as you know, a lot of people enjoy playing games when the families get together. Well, there was a game called Hot Cockles in 1801 where you place your head in another person's lap while other individuals kick or hit you. And you have to guess who did it.
We're playing that this year.
Hot Cockles.
Okay. Oh, so you have your head buried, so you couldn't
somebody's
see.
lap.
So
You
couldn't
can't see.
and somebody'd smack the shit out of you.
Or kick you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had to guess who. If you were still alert.
Well, we're playing hot cockles.
Now, again, pronunciation, I apologize, but the Catalan region in Spain is known for a game that they played called, and again, it's Tio de Nadal, which means Christmas log. Children would take a log, they would hollow it out, they would draw a face on it, add legs, and they would, day by day, starting on December 8th through December 24th, they would put nuts and fruits and water in the log. And then on the 24th then, or Christmas Day, I'm not sure, they would beat it with sticks, and they then called it the defecating Christmas log. That was a tradition.
So wait, I'm feeding this log. Wait, no. I'm animating this log, then I'm feeding it, and then I'm literally beating the shit out of it.
Literally. And calling it the defecating log. It was a fun pastime for children.
Of course.
It's a great time.
There was also, and I gave it to you guys, it was a Christmas game. I forget what the name of it was, though, and I wish I would have brought my phone in, but it was a game, I do believe it came from Belgium, where they would have a bowl of figs. And
Is that where they were like soaked in alcohol?
Yeah, they were soaked in alcohol and then lit ablaze.
Mm-hmm.
And the object of the game was to grab blazing balls of figs and eat them as fast as you can. And that was just the game, brought to you by Milton Brothers.
So when you put them in your mouth, do you think the flame would go out right away so you wouldn't really...
I don't know that
Burn you?
answer. Ask Leah. She would know.
I was gonna say,
Did you just say Milton Brothers?
Yes. Milton Bradley.
Milton Bradley and Parker Brothers.
Yes.
They got together and made that game.
Yeah, right. That's
Exactly.
Why would I know?
Because you're good at things being on fire and...
Am I?
I don't know if you have to be a virgin for this game.
Well, Belgium's
Right.
close to Germany, and
Maybe.
you're an expert in everything German.
Okay.
So that,
Is this for children too, this game?
it did not say exactly.
That picture you sent had
It's
kids
not
in
like
it.
a 3
it?
and up thing?
Okay.
Ages 4 and up?
Right. And that's exactly what I said. I said ages 2 and up so it wouldn't be a choking hazard, but...
Fair. Yeah.
You know what else is fun for the holidays?
What?
Nicholson's nog.
Oh,
The
tell me
Nicholson
about
family
it.
takes pride in the way their nog is refined 4 times before it gets into the stores and onto your table.
Ooh.
That's a good quality nog.
It sure is. So head out and get some Nicholson's nog for your family this Christmas.
I'll be
Is
sure
it
to
made
do
by
that.
men who wear their clogs?
Absolutely.
Now, where can one obtain such a marvelous treat?
At all imaginary stores.
Ooh.
When my son was super, super little, no, my mom passed away when he was very young, but she again, the woman was cheap. God love her. I really do. But one day I saw my son. We had emptied a carton of eggnog, and he says, "Mom, can you put some water in it?" And I'm like, "Okay." So I give him the carton of eggnog back. He puts the cap on it, shakes it, and said, "Mom, it's nog water." And I'm like, "What?"
Oh.
He says, "Yeah, Grandma does it. She taught me how to make nog water because she didn't want to waste any eggnog in the carton."
Oh my God.
We always joke about Christmas nog water.
That is ridiculous, but fun.
That's
for the people.
why.
It's for the people.
It's for the
My grandma did a thing kind of like that, but not cheapy. But like when the ranch dressing would get low, she would put a little bit of milk and shake it up so it would come out easier, so you'd get more of it out.
That is wild.
That's
like
at least milk and not water.
Right.
That's like stuff we do in the backcountry. Like you go canoeing or backpacking, and you're like deep in the forest or lakes or wherever. But like we call it like the human sumping. And so like you have your leftover like food in the pot, but then you like pour a little water and then you like scrape.
Oh.
Because you're not like really washing your pot, but you want to protect yourself from like the wildlife. So
Sure.
especially like if you're in boundary waters, you're trying to avoid bears. So, but the last person like has to drink it.
Oh.
So you'd like, if you're out with a crew, you'd be like, okay, I gotta pick my night. Because you're like, I'm not gonna drink whatever that is.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
That makes sense.
But it is interesting that people do it with just regular household items. You would think you could just get at the store again,
Nog water.
like in civilized society.
Well, I promise you, Nicholson's Nog is not made of Nog water.
It's 100% nog.
100% Nog, refined 4 times.
Oh, I love it.
My mouth's watering
Nog watering.
in all the noggiest noggy ways.
Oh, I think we're all spent, kids.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, I'd like everyone to just. How do we want to end this?
We know how to end this. Which one of you are going to do Merry Christmas and which one of you is going to do vagina? Leah, I'll let you
I
pick
think
first.
ladies vagina.
Okay, all right.
That makes no sense.
But we do want to thank everyone who's been listening to us for these episodes, and we really do appreciate you all, and we hope that you have a happy holiday season.
Yeah. Well said. Hear, hear. There, there.
Are you ready, kids?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
And go. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Oh, and with that, happy holidays, everyone. We'll see you on the next episode.
Biscuits.
Thank you for listening to Wicker Biscuit, a Podcast Ahoy production. The producers of Wicker Biscuit are Ryan LeMay, Gary Putnam, and Courtney Holland. Executive producer is Gary Putnam. Recording and editing was done by Gary Putnam. Check out our social media for updates on upcoming pods and for clips and other media referenced in this episode. Because sharing is caring, the links can be found in the episode note. Check it out! Thanks again from everyone at the Wicker Biscuit family.